In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how I make my hexagon granny squares. So to start off, I need to make a circle. So I've done my 4 chain and I'm going to join with a slip stitch into the start of that 4 chain, and that creates my circle where I'm going to be working all of my stitches. You can use a magic circle as well if you're able to do that. So I'm going to start off by making 3 chain to count as my first treble, as always. And I'm going to work a treble into the center of that circle. And so for those of you who have watched my granny square with a circle in it tutorial, the starting point for the hexagon is exactly the same as that. We're going to do 2 treble, 1 chain, 2 treble all the way around until we have 6 groups of 2 treble. Okay, so I've got my first 2 here. Obviously the 3 chain counts as 1. So I'm going to do 1 chain and then 2 treble into the circle. Again, I'm going to be working my tail in around at the back of that circle, as you can see there. My tail. So 2 treble, 1 chain, 2 treble, 1 chain, all the way around. Now let's have a little count and see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need another group. So that's 2 treble and 1 chain. And now I can close up this round. We can slip stitch into the top of that 3 chain there. So 1, 2, 3, and in here, slip stitch. Okay, and now again I'm going to tug on the tail at the back to close up that circle in the center. So again, I want to be in this space here to start my next round. So I'm going to slip stitch across the top of that treble, like so. And then also slip stitch into the space, like that. So here I am in that space now, ready to do the next round. So on this round, I want to put 2 treble, 2 chain, 2 treble into each of the spaces going around here, okay? So see those spaces there? They're all going to get this cluster now. So we're going to start by doing 3 chain to count as a first treble. And we do 1 treble beside that. Do 2 chain and then 2 treble. So you can see that little cluster there. And I'm going to jump straight across into this space. I'm not going to do any chains or anything, just straight across in here, and I'm going to do the same thing. So 2 treble, 2 chain, and 2 treble. Okay, see, like that? And that has to go into all of the spaces all the way around. So I'm just going to finish this row here now. Okay, so I finished the row, as you can see, working the 2 treble, 2 chain, 2 treble into each of the spaces all the way around. And I've come to the end of the row now. I'm going to join with a slip stitch into the top of that 3 chain there, and that's the row, that second row finished. So what I'm actually going to change colour now so that we can see the difference in the rows. So I'm going to fasten that off, and I'm going to use the yellow next again. So I'm going to do my slip knot and we're going to join up the new color. So again, we want to go into, not into these side spaces, but into, see the way they're kind of creating these corners here. So we want to join up into a corner always. So in here. Okay, so I'm just going to join this yellow yarn with a slip stitch first. So we'll just pop it in there like that and pull it straight through and just give the tail a little tug at the back. That's fully secured now. So see this little cluster that we did here, this 2 treble, 2 chain, 2 treble, that's going to be in all of your corner spaces, okay? So we're going to do 3 chain to count as a treble, and then 1 treble, 2 chain, and 2 treble. Okay, into that corner space, you can see that here, and then into this side space here, we're going to work 2 trebles just on its own, and I'm not going to put any chain spaces in between these either, much the way I do with my granny squares. I'm going to leave those chain spaces out. So in here, into this side space, we've done our corner cluster here, and we're going to do 2 treble in here. Okay, the next space we're going into, as you can see, is a corner again, so we're going to do 2 treble, 2 chain, and 2 treble into that corner as well. Okay, see how that's working there? And then we're onto a side space again, so just 2 treble in there. And that's how we're going to finish our round. I'm just going to work around this, and then we'll join up the end of this row as well. Okay, so I've done the full round here now. As you can see, these are my corner clusters on each row, on each of the corner spaces, and then on the sides I've done these 2 trebles into the side spaces, and then your corner again and a side. So I've done that all the way around. I'm going to join with a slip stitch again into the top of that 3 chain, like so, and fasten it off. And then I'm going to do one more round just to show you how you increase on the sides all the time, and I'll do that in purple again just so we can differentiate